Hello and welcome to Genealogy Gems podcast episode number 299. I'm Lisa Louise Cooke. In this episode, we are going to talk about some of the new things happening over at FamilySearch. First up, we're going to be talking about the full text search feature. Now, it's been in beta testing for a couple of years, but on August 30th of 2025, it was released. It was added to the actual search menu. So now full text search is available at FamilySearch.org under the search menu, and you can search their entire catalog. So we're going to be talking about doing that searching, finding records, navigating those records, saving them and adding them to your tree, all the things that you need to know. And then we're going to tackle another AI feature that has not yet been released from FamilySearch Labs, and that is the AI Research Assistant. We're going to run this through its paces, talk about what it excels at, what it still struggles with, and the best ways, again, to interact with it. And we covered both of these items as well in Genealogy Gems videos. Those are available at our Genealogy Gems YouTube channel. We hope you subscribe, and over at genealogygems.com. So if you want to see all this in action, you can do that as well. We'll have links in the show notes for this episode, which is episode 299. All right, well, we're going to jump into full text search, newly released from FamilySearch Labs right after this. Ever wondered what life was really like for your ancestors? With newspapers.com, you can explore the world they lived in through their eyes in their time. Search over 1 billion newspaper pages dating from 1690 to 2025 and uncover the stories that shaped your family's past. From birth and wedding announcements to obituaries and community news, these pages hold the milestones and everyday moments that connect you to your roots. But it's more than names and dates. It is about standing in their shoes. Picture reading the local paper that your great-grandmother once held, or stumbling upon a forgotten article about your grandfather's first business. These aren't just clippings. They're pieces of your family's story. Newspapers.com turns curiosity into connection. Start exploring today and see where your history takes you. Visit newspapers.com/genealogygems. There you will get 20% off your subscription. That's newspapers.com/genealogygems. Your past is just a search away. Now, the first thing you're going to need to do, even if you use the link that will take you directly to full text search at FamilySearch, is you got to sign in. So I'm going to sign into my free FamilySearch account. Now, this is going to take you directly to familysearch.org/en for English, /search for search, /full-text. And this takes us directly into full text search. So now we are at the user interface for full text search at FamilySearch. So we're going to start with this full text search box. And just like any other search, we could search for a name. Now, the beauty of full text search, and this is really important, is that this is going to give us people named in records who are not named in the index. In the past, you could search for a name, and if a record was indexed for that person, it would come up. But if they were mentioned in a probate record or a land record as one of many people listed, but it wasn't their record officially, then you may not have ever seen that record. And that is what's so powerful about this, is we're going to be able to look up any names that show up on a record. So I'm going to come in here to the name field. I'm going to type in Rebecca Hulse. And I put the quotations around it because I want it to be one name all together. Rebecca first, Hulse second. And I don't want those names split up to be other people. So we're going to really target it specifically. And that's all we're going to do at this point. Click the search button. We can filter down to location after that. Notice the filters underneath the total number of hits that we got. I'm going to click place. This is so cool. I'm going to be able to click United States and just filter down. Keep drilling down. Here's Ohio. I could even zero in on a county. Click apply, and here they are. Oh, this is interesting. Dark County probate records. I'm going to click that. And what do we find? Here is a record. Now, you got to love this. They're going to put in yellow highlight where she is found on the record. And she's all over this page. So what we're seeing is the digitized record itself, the yellow highlights showing the full text search results on the page. And this is part of, I think, somebody else's record. Over on the transcript, this is everything transcribed, and this was done by full text search. It was automated. This was not done by humans. They're able to transcribe the entire record, and I'm guessing, being a probate record, it's going to be pretty big. So one of the first things that I like to do is actually find the beginning of this record. So I'm going to make a note. Which page am I on? I'm on 548 of 749. So I'm just going to jot that down. And I'm going to skip ahead and this next page, and it looks like Stephen Russell, deceased. This is probably his probate record. He left no widow or children. And so there are a lot of heirs that are going to be named in this record. And here again, Rebecca Hulse, right here on this page. So I am looking for the cover page. Now, sometimes you can even look at the film strip down at the bottom, and you can get a sense of what might be the cover page on these old probate records. Here we are. This is the first page. Now, remember, Rebecca, we had marked over at page 548. We're now on page 540. And this says Stephen Russell. So from here, we can make a note that 540 is going to be our first page if we want to get this entire record. And I would really recommend you look through the entire thing. And you can easily do that with the film strip page by page. And here's the front page. So this was filed March 25th of 1897. We would hope to see lots of other people related to him listed in the record. And here we have this page 560. Okay, we're starting to almost get family trees here. They've had to figure out who's related to who. This is fantastic. Listing of heirs of Stephen Russell, deceased. Here's another page. Rebecca, dead, but it shows who her children were. Here's Jane Burkett. So Conover Burkett is my great-grandfather. He's the guy on my Genealogy Gems podcast logo, he and his family, and Jane is his mom. Oh, and here's Conover. There's Conover Burkett, Charles Burkett, George Burkett. Oh, makes your heart just skip a beat, doesn't it? Okay, so we will be able to download this record. You can come up to the top right corner and see the down arrow. Really easy. Click it to download. You'll have a couple different options. You might like being able to take it as a PDF and have the highlights on there so it shows exactly who you were looking at. And in this case, it was Rebecca Hulse. But you can also opt to get it in a PDF form with the no highlights. Why do I like the PDF? Because they're going to have the source information on there. They're going to have a lot more record information. You won't have to worry about later looking at this record on your computer and wondering, where did I get this and who was this for? And we're going to make sure that we have that by clicking this down here. You can include the transcript. Why not? You might as well have it. And the citation, the source citation. That's going to give you everything that you need to be able to find it again. This record was actually 54 pages long. There was a lot of information here, and every page seemed to have a little something unique that I had never seen before, so I downloaded all of them. Now, if you have any trouble viewing the images in the full text search, you can come up to these adjust image levers, click that, and you can really makes a difference. Don't skip this, because if you're going to download an image, maybe as a JPEG or whatever, make sure that you get the image that you want, the way you want it. So you can mess with that. You can do the image left, image right. And sometimes inverting the colors helps, particularly when it's a really difficult image to read. That can make a big difference. And maybe you'll be able to more clearly read something or see these little marks that were not as visible. And you can, of course, reset. So you're never stuck with everything that you just did. Up here, you have the grid. So click that, and you can really quickly come through these. Here's one of the newest features that they've just recently launched, and this happened after they announced full text search at Roots Tech 2025. If you head over to the transcript, we now have the ability to correct these. This is really helpful. We can all help each other by doing this. If you come in here and you see that there is a problem with some of these words, I can see that this word here is avenue. Just click the pencil. And then we can click on the word that you want to fix, aven, and I'm going to make it avenue. This is part of an address. Click submit, and there it is. So we can help each other and help FamilySearch make these transcriptions more accurate with this new transcription edit tool. And you can just download the transcription itself. Download button. You can also copy it. So if you want to copy it into another document, just click copy. It'll copy it to your computer's clipboard, and then you can paste it over into wherever you'd like it to be. One other thing I want to mention is they really want to make sure that the records being included in full text search are going to be the most helpful to the most people. And they do that through user feedback. And you can always do that. So while you're working on a record like this, you come over to user feedback, and you can provide specific feedback, maybe something about this particular page or record. Maybe there's a key or a button or something that's not working correctly. You can provide feedback that way. But you can also do generic feedback. And I would really recommend that. Let them know which records are burning issues for you. The more they get those and compile them, the more they're going to be able to know where to focus. And they said they're really doing a worldwide focus, trying to target places maybe where they haven't been able to get records before. They certainly have translation tools now that can help them with other languages. Also of the most value to the most researchers. And that's the role that you play, is getting them the feedback so that they can know what that is. They're also targeting things like probate collections and court records, those records that have historically been quite long, difficult to transcribe, and certainly that not every person who was in that record got put in the index. It's a very exciting time to see what artificial intelligence is able to do to help with this kind of record access. And finally, there's some exciting news for the future of full text search. FamilySearch is working diligently to bring full text search to their card catalog. Click on catalog and find it fully integrated, as well as on the FamilySearch.org homepage. There's another exciting place where it's already integrated, and that is the AI Research Assistant. It's over here at Labs Grow Your Tree with the AI Search Assistant. They have now been able to integrate that so that the Search Assistant has the ability to access full text search as well. Today's episode is sponsored by MyHeritage, a global discovery platform enjoyed by 110 million people worldwide. MyHeritage has it all and offers a full-service experience that bridges your past, present, and future. The MyHeritage DNA Kit reveals your ethnic origins, and it finds your new relatives based on shared DNA. It's popular all over the world, and their constantly growing DNA database means that more matches to new relatives are just around the corner. You're going to receive a percentage breakdown of your ethnic origins for 42 supported regions and weekly email updates as new DNA matches are found. It's also the leading DNA service for anyone with European origins. So make the most of your DNA results with a MyHeritage subscription and access advanced tools for genetic genealogy, like the theory of family relativity, autoclusters, shared ancestral places, and a lot more. Order your kit today at myheritage.com/DNA. And have you already taken a DNA test with another service? Upload your DNA data to MyHeritage for free to receive DNA matches and access new discoveries. Visit myheritage.com/DNA. Okay, do you want some serious help with those pesky brick walls? Well, FamilySearch has a new free AI tool that you could add to your tool belt. It's called the FamilySearch AI Research Assistant, and it offers a lot of potential. However, there are some things that you really need to know that I want to share with you today. And I have an important bonus tip at the end of this that's going to ensure that you are going to be really successful. The first thing that you need to know about the AI Research Assistant is what it can do for you. So it can take a look at your family tree and it can propose potential new people to be added to the tree. It can also search the vast array of free genealogy records over at FamilySearch, including the new full text search. And it can also search the web. So it's going to be able to offer you new resources to take a look at. And also it works like a chatbot so that you can have a conversation with it on how to get further in your genealogy research. So how does it do all this? Well, that leads me to my second point, and that is you have to have a family tree on FamilySearch.org in order for the AI assistant to help you. So before you do anything else, make sure that you've got a free account over at FamilySearch.org. If you're new to FamilySearch, it's important to understand actually how the family tree at FamilySearch works. It's different than other genealogy websites like Ancestry and MyHeritage. At FamilySearch, it's one global tree. So what you do is you start with yourself, you start to add information, your parents, your grandparents. Eventually, you are going to end up wanting to add somebody who's already on the global tree, the one that everybody works on together at FamilySearch. So you start adding these existing people into your tree, and that way you are connected to the main family tree. There's also something called family group trees over at FamilySearch, and those are kind of private collaborative spaces where you can invite your relatives in and you can work on a shared tree. The AI Research Assistant will also look at shared family trees along with the global tree when it's making suggestions. So now that you're connected to the global family tree at FamilySearch, it's time to connect up with the AI Research Assistant, and that is available in the Labs section of FamilySearch right now. So head to the experiments page, and the easiest way to get there is to click the FamilySearch logo in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, and then scroll down and click Experiments. On the Experiments homepage, you're going to scroll down to Grow Your Tree with AI Research Assistant, and just click the Try It button. Now you're going to click Start the Experiment. Right away, you are going to see that the AI Research Assistant is going to start suggesting people to potentially add to your tree. You could start looking at those right now, but wait, are you in charge of your genealogy research, or is FamilySearch AI in charge of your genealogy research? It's you. So take a moment, think about what it is you want to accomplish. What is your brick wall? That's what you want to focus on. So the thing is, the AI Research Assistant is really two products. The first is designed much like Hints that you're probably used to. It suggests people to be added to your family tree. Now you can certainly pursue these, but realistically your time is limited. And do you really want to chase these down when they may be completely unrelated from your personal research goals? Product one can kind of encourage a scattered approach to genealogy research, and that's not going to do you any favors. And currently, with the way the AI assistant is working, it's likely to suggest some people as being new that are actually already part of the global family tree. Because of this, we're going to keep you in the driver's seat, and we are going to focus on what they call Product 2. This is designed to come alongside of you and work with you while you're working on the ancestors and the family lines that are most important to you. But don't worry, because what we're going to be talking about and the steps that I'm going to show you really in many ways are applicable to Product 1 if you decide to try to use that as well. In my case, I would really like to learn more about my direct ancestor, George Russell, and his family and who his children were. Let's head to the exact branch of the tree that we want to work on. From the home page, in the menu, go to Family Tree and then click Tree. I like navigating through the tree because it kind of refreshes my memory about who all the players are before I start working on them, and that's a really good thing. So here's George Russell, the father of Rebecca. Click on the person's name. This will pop out some quick details about him, but click the Person button to go to this person's full profile page. Now we are in business. The AI Research Assistant that we activated is now right here on the profile page. Click the Open button, and this will pop out the AI Assistant pane on the right side of the screen. This is where you can ask the assistant questions, and you'll notice it's already starting to offer up some potential questions that you could ask. Things like, help me find genealogical information about George Russell. Who were George Russell's parents? Who were George Russell's children? And so on. Using this approach really helps you avoid some potential disasters. Because the thing is, there are a lot of George Russells in the family tree at FamilySearch, and potentially there could be multiple people in my own family tree who have the name George Russell. So by going to the profile page, we have the exact unique ID number for this particular George Russell. So that means when we start the profile page, any questions or interactions that we have with the assistant are only about this unique George Russell. If we click one of these proposed questions, the assistant gets right to work analyzing a wide variety of sources. This thing is really powerful. After a few moments, you're going to get some results. You can review all the sources that the assistant has used in your chat by clicking the box icon at the top of the pane. And you can save the chat by clicking the save icon next to it. And that brings me to another important point. This is a lot like some of your favorite chatbots like Claude and Gemini and ChatGPT. This is meant to be a conversation. The AI research assistant is designed to help you explore ideas and drill down to specific answers. For example, the assistant already suggested the names of several children. So I'm going to want to first compare that list with what's actually already confirmed on the family tree. Next, I'm going to want to review the sources that it found, and it is always exciting to find new sources. In this case, it found an entry from Find a Grave, and it also found a really terrific old history book that includes an entry about George Russell and his family. Now, after clicking a source and confirming that it really is the right person, you're going to want to attach this to your tree. On the page where you were viewing the source, click the Attach to Tree button at the top of the screen. In the pop-out pane, the first step is to add a title for the source and any notes that you want to add. Click the View Attachments link to see if it's already attached to people in the tree. And in this case, it's not attached to anyone. Then click the Next button, and step 2 is to select a person that you want to attach the source to. You'll see a list of some people from your tree to choose from, but you can also go back to your previous tab, copy the unique ID for the person, and paste it in the person ID box just to be sure you have the right person. This really helps when you have multiple people in your tree with the same name. Click the Next button. Step 3 is where you can attach the source to additional people that it pertains to. So here you can make multiple selections, like the spouse and a number of the children. Click the Next button, and you'll finish up with step 4, where you can review your work and add any notes on why you believe this source is a good match. Then finish up by clicking the Attach to Tree button. And there you go. You have made a new discovery. You've confirmed that it's correct, and you've been able to attach it to your tree. And this leads me to my bonus tip. Now, in this particular conversation with the AI research assistant, it listed a bunch of children. I have confirmed that they are all actually on the family tree. Since this is a chatbot, the logical next step is to ask it more questions to dive deeper. I might ask it something like, based on what is already documented in the family tree, how likely is it, based on what you know about George and his wife, that there are other children? Here's the answer I received. Based on the existing documentation, there are no indications of additional children beyond those already recorded. George Russell and his wife Mary Vale had a total of 9 children, all of whom are documented. Therefore, it is unlikely that there are other children not already accounted for. And this, my friends, brings me to my bonus tip as to how to make sure that you have success using the AI research assistant. This answer from the assistant says, hey, they're all documented. It's unlikely there's anybody else. But here's the thing. A human genealogist, like you and me, can think this through. We can apply critical thinking to the situation and look at the whole picture, which we should. The reason there are no children beyond George Russell Jr., who was born in 1814, is that George Russell Sr. died in 1814. How did it miss that? because this is not a human being. This is a chatbot. And I know chatbots talk to you and it feels like it's a real person behind there, but it's not. It's a tool. And in this case, it's an experiment. And in fact, all AI right now is really an experiment. They're all in development. This is all new technology. And so it's continually being trained. There is a bright future here in terms of it getting more accurate because every time we use it, we are helping to train it to get better. So getting a wrong answer like this, does that mean we shouldn't use it right now? No, it just means we need to understand the limitations and then just take advantage of what it can do and keep using our own brain power as the final decision maker on what is correct and what goes in our family tree. I even followed up with this question. Did you notice that George Russell died in 1814? Therefore, he could not have fathered children beyond that date. Remember, this is a conversation. Unfortunately, the AI assistant dug a deeper hole in its answer. George Russell died on May 21st, 1814. Therefore, he could not have fathered any children after this date. His last known child, George Russell Jr., was born on June 30th, 1814, which is after George Russell's death. This indicates that the information about George Russell Jr. being a child of George Russell is incorrect, as he could not have been born after his father's death. My friends, don't let this discourage you. Evidently, AI doesn't know that pregnancy takes 9 months. The bonus tip is let this be a powerful reminder that AI is a tool, not a person, and there will be errors. So in the end, you need to use your decision-making power. But its ability to access such a wide range of materials and interact with you about the tree itself, it could really prove helpful now, and I think it's going to get stronger and better as time goes on. So all that being said, I don't think we're in any danger of being replaced by the AI research assistant as a genealogist anytime soon, but hopefully it will become a much better assistant. Head to the comments and let me know what your experience is with FamilySearch's AI research assistant. I'm really interested to hear what your discoveries are, what the mistakes were. If you want to stay in touch with me and all the things that we're doing at Genealogy Gems, including our free podcast, sign up for my free email newsletter. You can do that at genealogygems.com. Thank you so much, my friends, for listening and watching. I'll talk to you soon.